It's always been the challenge for us that we know that we get a full fit squad where, you know, how potentially how strong we can be. 2 or 3 players, key players, particularly in the same position, you know, causes us a few problems. So, yeah, look, we're aware of that, and hopefully we don't pick up too many along the way. You know, you always know that you're going to lose 1 or 2 players, you know, during a campaign because they do pick up injuries, but you know, it's always difficult to lose them before you start, really. So, you know, the fact that we've lost Jonathan and potentially Liam as well is a little bit of a blow to us. But you know, hopefully, you know, we're not going to be hampered by too many more. So, next week we'll have on Monday we'll just about have everyone back in, which 1 or 2 players not coming to Switzerland or coming sort of later in the week. On the second week, and they've been staggered in. So, you know, until we get everyone in, that'll probably be, you know, when we really start kicking off. So, you know, just the focus on the moment is very much on conditioning and skills, and not a lot of rugby. But, you know, particularly the first camp, we'll start doing a bit more rugby in Doha and building into that. But, you know, definitely a lot of skill work, and you know, the whole focus for us in this camp at the moment is skills under pressure and decision making under pressure, and from a conditioning point of view is about repeatability. You know, there is, you know, potentially something in there for Toby to be able to move. That's up to him, that he wouldn't be hampered by that. Obviously our preference is for players to play in Wales, and we want that to happen. So, but it's not always about, you know, I've always been a great believer in the decision of the player and what's also best for the player, but we've got to be cognizant of what's best for the regions and for Welsh rugby, and you know, I've always been positive about putting players first and taking their consideration, so that's an important factor for me. When we negotiated this policy, a lot of things were put in place, and a lot of things were put forward by the regions, not by the WRU. This is not a WRU policy, this is a joint policy put together by different parties. And one of the things that the regions argued was that for financial considerations and for business reasons, a player could be released from his contract for a significant transfer fee. And that's what's happened in this situation. Clubs come looking for Toby, he's still in contract, and they've offered a significant transfer fee. So one of our regions is then looking that as a business decision to potentially sell that player on because they're struggling financially. And so, you know, that wasn't argued by us, that was argued by the region. So despite what's happening, you know, we're all trying to do what's best for the player and what's best for Welsh rugby, and the regions are trying to do what's best for their own businesses as well. So, you know, there's a lot of things to consider about this and what was discussed and debate about it. So, you know, that wasn't put in by us. I said it was what the regions wanted in, and potentially for him to be sold. That's why, you know, if Toby does go, he is protected. He wouldn't come under, he wouldn't be regarded as one of the players that would be on that quota list, because, you know, it's not his decision that someone's come looking for him and potentially he's been sold for financial reasons.